People that must say Mark Golding are going to be a better Prime Minister than Andrew Holness. Comment 1 if you agree or 0 if you disagree. The people that must say Mark Golding will be a better Prime Minister than Andrew Holness. 0 if you disagree, 1 if you agree. If you agree, comment 1. If you disagree, comment 0. Flood the comment section and let us see what is in the mind of the people, because there is controversy that is currently surrounding the Jamaica Labour Party in the form of the House Speaker and his wife, well, the Prime Minister and his wife, JULIET Holness. And we're going to talk about it coming up in this report, my people, alright? Now, based on what is being said, you will now see that Andrew Holness had to reprimand his wife, JULIET Holness, over what happened. As Speaker of the House, JULIET Holness, everybody, now comes forward and has a few things to say where that is concerned. So, everybody, we don't need to stay tuned. Today's Kindness Wednesday, everybody, alright? Yes, 0 if you agree, well, 0 if you don't agree, and 1 if you agree. Is Mark Golding, or do you think he will be a better Prime Minister? Mark Golding will, won't think, yes or no? Would Mark Golding be a better Prime Minister than Andrew Holness? 1 if you agree, 0 if you disagree. 0 if you disagree, say Mark Golding would be better than Andrew, or 1 if you agree, say Mark Golding would have been better than Andrew. What are your thoughts on that? 100 people like the video, everybody. Alright, as we now get to the updates where that is concerned. You understand me? No, it is no surprise that JULIET Holness is now the center of controversy where that is concerned as the role of House Speaker, my people, right? Now, based on what is being said, right, according to the news that is now surrounding the House Speaker, they're saying that she needs to go. That is what is being said. We have a video that will be played for you right now, coming up in the segment. Alright, today is a Kindness Wednesdays, and Virtual TV, which is kindness. Alright, Virtual TV says, remember, people, show some kindness. You're gonna get the blessing from man, you get it from God. You understand me? So we're going to talk about it, everybody. So you need to stay tuned. See, 50 people comment 0 if you disagree. Say Mark Golding cannot be a better Prime Minister than Andrew Holness. 50 people comment 1 if you agree that Mark Golding would be better than Andrew Holness. 1 if you agree, 0 if you disagree. Me know already I say me chat too much. And don't worry, I'm going to play the video for you right now. You understand? Husband and wife scandal. Watch this.
What is your ruling, Madam Speaker?
Well, you know already, Prime Minister, this is not a point of order.
What order of the House of Debate was breached?
No.
This is a point of order on which I raise. The member with Madam Speaker, the Leader of the Opposition rose on a point of order. What is your ruling, Madam Speaker?
Well, you know already, Prime Minister, this is not a point of order.
What order of the House of Debate was breached?
No.
If the Leader of the Opposition continues to use the point of order to disrupt debates, Madam Speaker, that is an abuse of the rules of the House. So, Madam Speaker, I ask you to rule on whether or not the point raised by the Leader of the Opposition reached any rules of debate in the House.
No, it does not.
Welcome each and everyone. Welcome. No, we're not going to waste some more time. We're now going to get into the updates where that is concerned. Alright? Yes. House Speaker scored opposition over mace incident. That is what is being said. Right? That is the headline of one of the situations. And we're now going to get into it where that is concerned. Now, of course, this now comes as the Speaker now has to now move forward with what is being said, right? So, let's get into it, everybody. Now, people, 1 if you agree, Mark better than Andrew. 0 if you disagree, Mark not better than Andrew. You understand me? Comment and tell me. 100 people like the video. Everybody leave a like on the video. Let me see all of the comments. Let me see all of the labor rights there in the comment section. Now let's go. Now, Speaker of the House of Representatives JULIET Holness has strongly admonished members of Parliament for St. Andrew Southwestern, Dr. Angela Brown-Burke, and her opposition colleague following last Tuesday's incident in which Brown-Burke lifted the mace from its place in the House. Right? So this is a very serious offense based on what I'm seeing that Angela Brown-Burke committed. You understand? Who can remember the fallout between the two of them people? So now the people must say, well, Angela Brown-Burke has no self-control. That is what they're saying. They're saying that she has no self-control. Alright? Now, let us move on. Now, in address at today's sitting, Holness says that she wished to revisit the matter to remind members of the House and the country of the standards which Parliament must conduct itself. That's what she says. No, the mace is not a decoration. It is not a prop. It is not an object to be used in protest. It is a symbol of authority of the House. It represents the authority under which we met, debate, disagree, vote, and make laws on behalf of the people of Jamaica. So that is what she's saying, that Dr. Angela Brown-Burke disrespecting. You understand? So when the mace is interfered with, the issue is not simply about an objecting or an object being moved. The issue is whether the authority of the House itself is being respected. She says the mace, a ceremonial staff that marks the authority of Parliament, and the conduct of its sitting is to be handled only by the Marshal. Now, the incident involving the mace occurred as a committee of the House examined the controversial National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority NARA bill last Tuesday. Now, Brown-Burke, in a seeming jest, took up the mace and put it down and repeated her action, then turned and engaged members of the government side. A motion was subsequently moved by the leader of government business, Floyd Green, for Brown-Burke to be suspended for the rest of the sitting. However, when the Marshal Captain Wayne Blake approached Brown-Burke to usher her out, the chamber opposition members encircled her and broke into a popular gospel chorus singing, "I shall not be moved." That is what the opposition now says. So what is being said is now, according to what is being said, the PNP supported lawless behavior, rude and crude and disrespectful behavior is what basically they're saying. Right? Yes. So this is not something that is light or simple. Just I'm gonna know. Now, moving on, right? After a short break, opposition members left the chamber and Brown-Burke did not return with them when the House resumed. This afternoon, Holness says a member of the House may disagree with the chair. A member may disagree with the ruling or even believe that a process is unfair, but the answer cannot be disorder, defiance, or contempt for the institution. She noted that the standing orders provide the avenue by which members may raise objections, seek clarification, challenge procedure, move amendments, divide the House, and place their disagreement on record. Those rules exist not to silence members, but to protect every member, including those in the minority, she stated. Holness also alluded to public debate which has since emerged regarding the appropriateness of the use of the mace in the Jamaican Parliament today. She says that I am particularly mindful of the sentiment expressed by some that an egregiousness to this nature with the object, which reflects and gives expression to our Jamaican identity is desirable. The process, however, requires constitutional reform and consensus. We have more to come, state you know, by the way, so far.